Hey everyone, welcome to Deadline Killer's reflection video. Today I will summarize the consumer market and consumer buying behavior. First of all, the consumer market includes all individual and household who buy goods and services for personal use. The simplest model to explain this is the stimulus response model. So marketing stimuli, which is the classic 4P, together with other forces like economic, cultural, social, political, and technological factors, enter the consumer black box. From there, we see observable buyer responses such as brand choice, purchase timing and location, quantity, and brand engagement. Second, consumer behavior is influenced by four main factors. First of all is about culture, social class. Second is about groups, family, and status. The third one, some consumers make a purchase based on their age, job, lifestyle, income, and personality. And finally, psychological. It is all about motivation, perception, learning, beliefs, and even attitudes. Not all of these can be controlled by marketers, but understanding them helps identify target buyers and design products and strategy that match their needs.
Okay, so the first thing is culture, which is the most basic determinant of a person's wants and behavior. Subcultures are cultures within cultures that have distinct value and lifestyle and can be based on anything from age to ethnicity. Many companies now focus their marketing programs on the special needs of certain cultural and subcultural segments, such as Nike with the hijab Nike Bro, and at Middle Eastern people, especially Muslim women and girls. Social factor also influence a buyer behaviors. A person reference groups, family friends, social network, professional associations strongly affect product and brand choices. The buyer's age, life cycle stage, occupation, economic circumstances, personality, and other personal characteristics influence his or her buying decisions. Consumer lifestyles, the whole pattern of acting and interacting in the world, are also an important influence on purchase decisions. Finally, consumer buying behavior is influenced by four major factors: motivation, perception, learning, and beliefs and attitudes. Each of these factors provides a different perspective for understanding the workings of the buyer's black box. Next, we will look at two main points. The major types of buying decision behavior and the stage in the buyer decision process. So, when it comes to buying behavior, it may vary greatly across different types of products and buying decisions. Consumers undertake complex buying behavior when they are highly involved in a purchase and perceive significant differences among brands. Dissonance reducing behavior occurs when consumers are highly involved but see little difference among brands. Habitual buying behavior occurs under conditions of low involvement and little significant brand difference. In situations characterized by low involvement but significant perceived brand differences, consumers engage in variety-seeking buying behavior.
When making a purchase, the buyer goes through a decision process consisting of need recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. The marketer's job is to understand the buyer's behavior at each stage and influences that are operating. During need recognition, the consumer recognizes a problem or need that could be satisfied by a product or service in the market. Once the need is recognized, the consumer is aroused to seek more information and moves into the information search state. With information in hand, the consumer proceeds to alternative evaluation, during which the information is used to evaluate brand in the choices. From there, the consumer makes a purchase decision and actually buy the product. In the final stage of the buy decision process, post-purchase behavior, the consumer takes action based on the satisfaction or dissatisfaction of the product. And last but not least, let's describe the adoption process for new products. The product adoption process is made of 5 stages: awareness, interest, evaluation, trial, and adoption. New product marketing must think about how to help customers move through these stages. Other than that, several characteristics influence the rate of adoption: relative advantage, compatibility, complexity, diversibility, and communicability.
Now let's move on to Chapter 6, Business Markets and Business Buying Behavior. So business buying behavior is how organizations purchase goods and services for use in production or for resale at the profit. In this buying process, buyers first identify needs, then evaluate options and select suppliers. Business-to-business marketers must understand this buying behavior and then build strong, value-based relationships with business customers. So first of all, we need to understand business markets. So business markets are larger than consumer markets in terms of dollar and items. Like consumer markets, they involve people making purchase decisions, but they differ in market structure and demand, the nature of buying unit, and the complexity of decisions and processes. Regarding market structure and demand, business markets have fewer but larger buyers. And business demand is often inelastic in the short run, fluctuates more sharply than consumer demand, and is derived from consumer demand. The second one is the nature of buying unit. So business purchases usually involve more participants and a professional buying effort, often led by change agents or committees for major goods. The last one is types of decision and the decision process. Business buying decisions are complex, involving large sums of money, technical requirements, and multiple decision makers. So obviously the process is longer and more formal, with detailed specifications, written orders, and structured approvals. About the decision process, buyers and sellers often work closely together, creating mutual dependence throughout the buying process. Many firms also practice supplier development, building long-term partnerships with suppliers to secure reliable inputs and foster mutual growth. Next, we'll talk about business buyer behavior. It explains how marketing stimuli lead to purchase responses. Buying activity involves the buying center and the buying decision process, both shaped by organizational, interpersonal, individual, and external environmental factors. So there are 4 major types of buying situations. Straight rebuy occurs when buyers reorder routinely with little effort, while suppliers focus on maintaining satisfaction or challenging competitors. Modified rebuy occurs when buyers adjust specifications, prices, terms, or suppliers, creating pressure on current vendors and openings for new ones. New tax involves first-time or high-risk purchases, requiring more participants, extensive research, and offering the greatest opportunity for marketers. Many firms also adopt system selling or solution selling, choosing complete solutions from a single supplier to reduce complexity and build long-term relationships. Next, we move on to participants in the business buying process. The buying center is the decision-making unit in an organization, including all individuals involved. The actual users of the product or service, those who make the buying decision, those who influence the buying decision, those who do the actual buying, and those who control buying information.
The buying centers is not a fixed unit, but a flexible set of roles that vary by product and situations. For marketers, The challenge is identifying who take part, their influence, and the criteria they use in decisions process. Major influences on business buyer economic and personal factors, reasons and emotions, environmental factors, organizations factors, interpersonal factors. When it comes to the business buyer's decisions process, we should know about problem recognitions. Problem recognitions is the first stage of the business buying process in which someone in a company recognizes a problem or need that can be met by acquiring a good or a service. It's also be tricked by outside influences like industry events, advertising, or contacts from self-representative. Often, marketers help firms notice these needs and present their offerings as practical solutions. Next is general need descriptions. After identifying a general need descriptions, the buyers outline the item's characteristic and quantity. At this stage, marketers can assist by clarifying needs and highlighting the value of different products' attributes. Product specifications play an important role since the organization develops detailed product specification, using value analysis to find ways to reduce costs through redesigned standardizations or product methods. Suppliers search is the next thing that we need to keep our eyes on. The buyers conduct a supplier search through directories, outline resources, or recommendations. Another thing is proposal solicitations. In the proposal solicitations, buyers invented qualified suppliers to submit proposals, detailed written offers, or presentations for complex purchases. Marketers must create persuasive proposals that build confidence and differentiate their companies from competitors. Moving on to the next element, we have supplier selections. In supplier selections, the buyer centers evaluates proposals against key criteria such as qualities, deliveries, reputations. Buyer might negotiate terms before choosing one or several suppliers to reduce risk. Other routine specifications can be explained at when the buyers prepared an order. Routine specifications detailing requirements such as aspect, quantity, delivery, returns, and warranties. And blanket contract may be used to ensure steady supplies at agreed prices. Last but not least is performance review. Buyers review suppliers' performance to decide whether to continue, adjust, or end the relationship, while sellers must ensure satisfaction.
I will continue with engaging business buyers with digital and social marketing, e-procurement, and online purchasing. The rise of digital technologies has transformed business purchasing with online system becoming standard practice. Companies now handle transactions through bidding platform, trading exchanges, or dedicated site. This shift reduce cost, speed up processes, eliminate paperwork, and allow staff to focus on more strategic tasks. However, while it improves efficiencies, it can also weaken long-distance relationships by increasing competition among suppliers. Next one will be business to business digital and social media marketing. The B2B marketer use digital tools, websites, apps, newsletters, and social media to connect with customers anytime and anywhere. These platforms allow deeper engagement by reaching individuals within organizations who drive buying decisions. Compared with traditional sales, digital media enables continuous interactions, easier access to information, and stronger relationships. Digital platforms help companies stay relevant and maintain closer ties with business customers. Finally, will be institutional and government markets.
So far, the focus has been on business buyers, but institutional and government markets share similarities while also having distinct characteristics and needs for that require special attention. For institutional markets, the institutional market includes organizations such as a school, hospital, and prisons that provide services to people in their care. The institutions vary in sponsors, objective, resources, and buying needs, making their purchasing behavior diverse and often substantial in scale. For the government market is vast, involving trillions in purchases across many agencies. It relies on formal bidding, strict regulations, and often favor domestic suppliers. Decisions are influenced by economic and organizational factors, but are also subject to public scrutiny requiring extensive documentations. Despite bureaucracies, firms invest in specialized government market, while online platforms have simplified procurement. And last one will be non-economic criteria such as support for small or minorities owned firms are increasingly important in supplier selections.